Hello, I am Sharon Rand, the pulpit wife. The pulpit wife, the praying preacher's wife, Christian wife, life coach. Yes, I am. I am a praying preacher's wife. And I encourage preachers' wives and Christian wives to activate their power through prayer. There is power in prayer. First Thessalonians says, pray without ceasing. Preachers' wives have been called into the ministry to serve, not only to serve Jesus Christ, but to serve their husbands and serve the congregation that their husbands have been given charge over. The flock belongs to the unit, the family. God's design for marriage includes the wife. And when a woman is called into the preacher's wife role, she has been preordained, she has been predestined, she has been anointed, and she has been called. And you would never expect that a woman gets a calling to be a preacher's wife. I did not know that I would be a preacher's wife now. Considering my past, things that happened to me in my past, things that I have been forgiven for, things that I have been delivered from. I've been delivered from a lot of things, drugs, alcohol, domestic violence, several things that happened during the course of an addiction. I have been delivered from those things. So there's no regrets. I am a proud preacher's wife. I didn't know that once I left New York City that I would be in Mississippi and find a husband, have children, start a career, all in a matter of 5 years of me being in Mississippi. And when my husband became a preacher, a pastor of a church, that was definitely not in the cards that I had dealt. But God had a different plan for me. When he's in the plan, you might as well have signed up for a master class because he's going to take you to it and through it. Being married to a preacher is not an easy task. There's several emotional things that go along with it. Most of it is begins as envy and jealousy, not because of the position, because of the amount of attention that a husband gets when he becomes a preacher, when he becomes a pastor of a church. So you have to remember that this role comes with its advantages and some disadvantages. The disadvantages that I found for me was being that perfect woman. You feel like you're in a fishbowl. You have to look perfect, be perfect, sound perfect. But once I realized that God had ordained me to be a preacher's wife, I realized that I was stepping into authority. I had kingdom authority, not an arrogance, but an authority as a preacher's wife. I was still myself. I was still able to be myself. I didn't understand that in the beginning. The preachers' wives that I was associated with, they didn't explain a lot of things to me. We knew scripture, we knew the Bible, we taught Sunday school, the children's classes. It seems like that was the only roles that preachers' wives would have in the church. But once realizing that when I study the word, when I recognize what God is saying to me, I am still a child of the King. Not only a preacher's wife, but I am still a child of the King. And there's a mission for the preacher's wife. Praying is top of the line. Praying to activate your power. There's power in the preacher's wife's ministry, not only to be an helpmeet, but to be a part of kingdom building because we are becoming kingdom women. When God called Eve into her position, she did not know what it entailed, but she learned as she went. And preachers' wives will make mistakes. They're human, but God is there with them. Continue to pray. And that's what I did. I prayed daily. I prayed daily. God, first question, who signed me up for this? God, did you sign me up for this? Or was this something else? So I had to recognize the calling. And from then forward, I had to position myself in a place where I would enhance my husband's ministry, that I would be a partner with him in his ministry, not fighting against him like I did in the beginning, because no, I did not want to be looked at in any other way than what I was. I had a full-time job. I was in school and I had children. I had enough on my plate to be the preacher's wife. So I had to learn how to be ready. Whenever he put on his suit, I put on my outfit as well. I was stepping along with him, me and my children. It was never a time, unless I was sick or the children were sick, that I was not with him when he went to minister, when he went to other churches. It was taxing. It was a task to get everything prepared and ready. And there were times when I thought I was failing at being a preacher's wife or being a Christian woman, because everything didn't go well all the time. But once I realized that God planned this is his business, let him handle his business. I'm just going to follow instructions. Like I said, it was a master class that I became a preacher's wife from the streets of New York City, doing drugs and alcohol, to a preacher's wife from the streets of New York City to the pulpit in a church. And the name of my brand, the pulpit wife, that's where that comes from, because I'm married to the pulpit. Everything surrounds around the pulpit. God first, husband second, family third, in that order. But I did not lose myself in that. God has something special for the preacher's wife. He wants her to continue to grow. But without communication, consistent prayer, purposeful prayer, expectancy prayer, prayer of expectancy, knowing that someone is listening, that God is there, that he's there for you every step of the way. If you remove the title preacher's wife, you would still be a daughter of the king. But there are responsibilities that he will teach you that you don't have. Yes, we must continue to study. We must continue to read. We must be able to say daily, God, create in me a clean heart, renew my mind, renew my spirit, so I can be the woman that you call me to be, the wife that you call me to be, the preacher's wife, the minister that you call me to be. Yes, we are ministers. We are helpmates. We are supposed to be connected at the hip. We came from, God created us in his image. He just used a different style on the woman. He just used a different style. He switched paintbrushes, and that did not make us any less. But when you are married to a pastor, a preacher, an elder, a bishop, evangelist, any man that has been called to preach God's word, that was a calling for you as well. I did not understand that in the beginning, but I'm excited. I am so excited because this is a new life. This is a new chance. This is a second chance to even be more than what I was. This is a second chance to get it right this time. And I am proud to be a preacher's wife. I am proud to stand next to my husband when people call the first family. I like the title, the leading lady, more than I like the first lady, because we are pulled into a position. I am pulled into a position of leadership when I become the preacher's wife. When I became a minister, when I got ordained, I became a leading lady. And the position holds power. But without prayer, there's no power. Little prayer, little power. I have to pray daily to continue so that I can reign with Jesus Christ, so that I can fulfill my duties at which I was called to do. Yes, there are times when I feel so excited that God chose me. I feel so excited that He took my mess and turned it into a message. And my message is that any woman pursuing or searching or looking for answers of what it is to be a preacher's wife, how does it feel to be a preacher's wife? Sharon Rand, the pulpit wife, the praying preacher's wife, the Christian wife life coach, is here to explain it, how I manage to let go and let God lead me. And I have written a book called God Whispers to the Preacher's Wife. This book is all conversation between me and God over 20 years of being a preacher's wife. 3 of those years were a pastor's wife. I talk to God daily. Mostly it would be on Saturday nights because I was pray about the church, the people in the church, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say it. And I would talk to God about it. He would respond in a whisper in my ear and tell me it's going to be okay. After a while, I would hear, Sharon, you know Sunday is coming. What's the big deal? And I realized I got this. I got this. I know Sunday is coming. I continue to write, continue to write. So in my book, there's conversations between me and God. There's prayer delivered to God. There's reflections of the situations that I entailed of being a preacher's wife. And there's space for journaling because every preacher's wife, Christian wife, should be able to journal her experience. Your writing, my writing will help someone else. It's a devotional, a devotion to God, thanking Him for allowing me the opportunity to hold on to being a woman of God, becoming a woman of God, remaining a woman of God. And this is something that you all should be, so excited about, just knowing that this is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. The title is a calling. It's not just to wear the big hat, the bling, look good. I'm not saying not to. Whatever makes you feel happy knowing that even without the big hats and the outfits and the matching, the red bottoms, the Gucci, the all those names, you are a child of the King. That's a brand. That's a name. Call me that. Let me wear that. Jesus, Jesus, let me wear that. But know this, that being a preacher's wife is an honor. It's a blessing. It's a mission. Stay on the mission. You are always and will always be a disciple of Jesus Christ. And you will always be the person that your husband should be able to go to when he can't go to anyone else. And that right there, that's God's design for marriage, for the husband and the wife to come as one. In the ministry, you will have to share your husband with so many other people. But guess what? God first, God only. So, congratulations on being a preacher's wife. And I look forward to meeting you so we can talk about it. And maybe one day, this Christian wife, life coach, Sharon Rand, the pulpit wife, the praying wife, will be able to help you activate your power through prayer. It works. Pray without ceasing. Pray without ceasing. It works. Again, I am Sharon Rand, the pulpit wife, Christian wife life coach, and author of God Whispers to the Preacher's Wife. Continue praying.